Hey guys, it's Carrie. Welcome back. And I apologize for not putting a video up last week. But I'm going to talk about some of the reasons why that happened. I mean, first and foremost, it's just because I'm back in the throes of grad school. And it's only the third week, but it's my last quarter, so I'm like trying to power through these next few weeks and stay motivated and not have more senioritis than my high school students that I work with do, but it's really hard. And also, like, typically most weeks I will have a weekday where I don't go to my internship site, and I use that day to catch up on or get ahead on schoolwork, like writing papers, research, running any errands like doctor's appointments, that kind of thing. I'll schedule that day, and then like I'll usually film a video that day if I can. And I didn't have that last week, so it made it difficult. But it's been a lot of self-care kind of things, one of which is like playoff hockey's on, so let's go Pens. I got to go to my first playoff hockey game a couple weeks ago, and it was so much fun. And I went to see the Pens and the Blue Jackets play because I live in Columbus. And if I hadn't been a Pens fan since like the early 90s, like 90, 91, I would be a Blue Jackets fan because it's the home team. But I can't let it go. I really love the Pens. And I went with my friend who's a Blue Jackets fan, and it was just a good time. I got to do that, so that was like some great self-care. But mostly I'm going to talk about like body image and body dysphoria and self-care because the weather is getting nicer. And I am a summer kid. Like can I just be outside in the sun all day long? Like if I could, so my days like hiking or like being at the beach or swimming, like doing some kind of activity and then sit on a patio and drink margaritas all evening, like that is the life. That's the season I like. I'm not one of these people that are like, oh no, I like the seasons to change. I like summer. And it's been like 85 degrees lately, which is amazing. And sunny. Like, it's going to rain today, but that's okay, because we've had some nice days. I also have had some kind of bad dysphoria days, and there are some reasons for that. I will say there's still not, it's nothing like before surgery, like nothing like that, but kind of bad. I'm 6 weeks on T. And so like I haven't really had any major changes from that, which is okay because I'm going slow on purpose. And like I actually saw my NP this morning, and she talked about like, oh, if like I decide like it's not going fast enough, just call her. We can pretty much up it that day. Like it's not a big deal, whatever. But I was like, no, I'm good with like taking like whatever, it's fine. No major changes, we're good. If you want to see I have like a 1 month video, I'll try to remember to post, where I talked about like changes or lack of at this point in life. Like that's part of it, I'm sure, because I'm not seeing like, I feel like maybe my shoulders might be a little bit broader. Like that's it, like that's cool. Like no face shape changes. I really want that like jawline that I'm probably never gonna get. But like it's nice out, and nice out means summer clothes, and summer clothes means more like body exposure in general for most of us. And it's weird because like I'm so happy and positive about how my chest looks. Like I'm so confident in my chest. Like I can't, like it's even like the imperfections about it, like who cares? I love it. But like the rest of me is still a chubby person, and like I'm okay with that clothed, and I really want to be shirtless at the beach, but I have some hips and like some love handles and a stomach, and like I talked to my boyfriend, and I'm like, it's not even like that I want to be super thin. I mean, if I could be like ripped, that'd be cool, but like, it's not that I want that. I'm okay with being a little chubby, but I'm a little bit more than I am comfortable with right now. And so like, I've got my Instagram, I'll put it in the description box, because I have been kind of trying to talk, I do post a ton of selfies, but I've been trying to use them to talk about like that body positivity and like being comfortable and confident even when you're not. And I think like it's a super important message for anyone, for everyone. And then there are certain demographics of people that really need it. And I want to say it's more important, like not to like, exclude someone from it, because everybody needs to know like all bodies and all body types are okay. But we also know like as a society, like girls especially get really negative messages, and trans people, like we get all those messages. And I've talked about body image before, I'm sure I'll talk about it again because I do some research around it because of like grad school, and I am in school counseling. So obviously like as trans people, we have our own issues around it. And then being non-binary, it's like, I'm not even necessarily trying to like look like a dude. I'm just trying to not look like a woman either. And there's not like a specific feature that is going to indicate that to someone. Whereas like a person with a beard, you're probably going to like read them as like masculine or male. I mean, I know somebody with like a giant beard. I think he's actually cis, and I'm not positive. But the dude is not like masculine, is not a word I would use for him. But like if somebody saw him walking down the street, they would be like male. Or, you know, like someone with like their hair done up and makeup and a dress, society would be like female. But there's not like a signifier as a genderqueer person or as a non-binary person to be like, oh yeah, non-binary. Even when I like wear like pens or like a shirt or something to say that, no one picks up on it really, unless they're also non-binary. So, you know, it's kind of a struggle to get to a point where you're like happy with yourself, and then there's also this added layer of like you're happy with how society is interacting with you. And it's like it's terrible because it shouldn't be about, it should be about you and like what makes you happy, but ultimately people reading you how you want to be read affects you that way. Like it's just reality. And it's one of those things, like I often think it would be a great kind of like social experiment if there was a way for someone to take like cis people and like, I guess put them in drag basically, then have them like walk through the world for like a week where everybody they talk to is interacting with them as if they're like the opposite gender, just to see like that, like how weird it feels when people make like that wrong assumption about you. And I don't know why it's such a weird thing, but I'm going off on a tangent because this is like an extra ADHD day. So I've been like on these walks, and they're like really a form of self-care, because as much as like I'm not necessarily like, I'd have never worn, or well, I'd have worn it. I wouldn't have been comfortable, because I have, but I wouldn't have been comfortable wearing a tank top. I wasn't comfortable wearing a tank top pre-op at all. Like I had a very large chest. Had I had a smaller one, it would have been a little different, but it was big and in your face, and I almost never wore tank tops. Now it's like become my summer uniform, even though it's April, it's been 85 degrees, so it's like it's summer, which is the best. But it's like, I mean, like I put it on and I'm like, ooh, like you can really see like my stomach and my love handles, like really, like this is not conventionally attractive, I guess. But that shouldn't be the thing, because as soon as I walk outside and like I can feel that sun and like, oh, it's just a wonderful, like amazing feeling, like then I don't care, because I'm like so happy to be out and like feeling that sun and that breeze. And I'll just listen to like a podcast or music and walk around like my neighborhood and other neighborhoods for, you know, an hour and a half or 2 hours and not write papers. It's great. So I just wanted to talk about the fact that like, even like, okay, I've started hormones, I've had my surgery, like dysphoria still exists at different levels, and like there are different ways to manage it, and you can be happy and comfortable in your body without being fully 100% happy with it at the same time. So like I tend to lose weight when I walk, or I have before. I don't know if tea will make that any different. So that's like an added bonus, and I've been like doing my push-ups. I'm still not like happy with where I am, and you know, my weight had gone up a couple pounds, like literally like maybe 2 pounds, and my NP was like, well, you know, like the tea makes you gain weight. I was like, maybe, but like I've been working out, so that could be muscle, because muscle is more dense than fat, so sometimes you could gain actual weight, but it's muscle weight, so who cares? I don't know. I'm less concerned about it than she is at this point. I probably should have done this without my shirt on. I took my shirt off outside, like went to the park and no one was around, which was odd because it's a busy park. It was just a hot day, and I was like, all right, no one's around, like I'm gonna take my shirt off. And it felt absolutely amazing. Like now I get why guys don't wear their shirts outside if they don't have to. Like, I mean, I knew I'd be kind of obnoxious about it just because I'm just so happy about my chest and I can, but like now I really get it. It's still like ridiculous. It is ridiculous that the size or shape of your like chest and nipples determines whether or not you're like allowed to do that. But I definitely get it, which is also kind of more motivation to like try to get to a place where I'm comfortable and confident in my body enough to do that. Like I'll see guys out like jogging or walking dogs without shirts on, and they're not like, I mean, some of them are in really great shape. A lot of them are just average body types. I don't know. I like completely lost my train of thought a couple minutes back. So I don't know what I'm saying at this point, other than loving your like body is like, that just feels weird to even say to me. Because I've never hated my body. That's the weird thing. Like I hated like the aspect of my chest, but even then, like mostly I just forgot. I like my coping was just to forget it existed, I guess. But like really embracing it, like there are things like I've always had kind of broad shoulders for someone who's a side female at birth, and I've always really liked, like even as a kid I was like, oh, like yeah, shoulders, like that is a weird thing to key in on as a kid, but it's also kind of a like masculine feature. So I was like, oh well, yeah, of course I liked that about myself, because in my like my dysphoria is that I have a much curvier body than I feel is correct for me, right? Or like a lot less muscle and that kind of thing. So it's, I don't even want to, like, it can be difficult for some people. I'm very lucky. Like I said, I've never actually like, I've never hated my body. I don't know, like mostly I like who I am. It's just, you know, I'd like to lose 10 or 20 pounds, but I don't care. It's, I like who I am, and like I don't know why I didn't make this shirtless, but if like, I don't know, I'm not gonna like rip my shirt off. That seems awkward, I guess. But if you want to see, I do have a video where I'm shirtless, and it was, I don't know, what the heck am I talking about? I don't know. So about dysphoria, body image, body positivity is positivity. It's just difficult sometimes, but also there are things you can do, and like being outside. Everyone has a right to be outside and to be comfortable, and I got like really close to this camera, and to be happy, and to like once I'm outside, I for the most part quit thinking about how other people are seeing me, because I'm doing that for me. Like I'm outside in the sun and like it's great, and everyone deserves that. Everyone deserves to take up that space regardless of what your body looks like or is shaped like. I really hope this was helpful. I feel like that I had an important thing to say about this, and then ADHD happened. I was gonna make a quick video to say like, yep, I still have some dysphoria even though I have these things going for me, and it's okay. And like, people struggle with body image. I don't know if it's body image for me. It's more like my body's not where I want it to be, like fitness wise, exactly. And my family history, I come from like Vikings and I don't know, fat people, so like it's just like, you just have, people have different body types, and so like I go back and forth between being like, screw everyone, I don't care what you think, and then being like, ooh, but, and then I also have the added layer, so I am attracted to men, masculine people, masculinity, whatever, however you want to say that, and so then I also have to like process, okay, is that what I want to look like because that's dysphoria, or is that because I'm attracted to that as a person? And then like once I kind of figure that out, then I have to unpack, okay, is like, am I attracted to that because it's attractive or because society says it's attractive? Like, I don't feel the need to have a six-pack. I wouldn't turn it down, but like, I don't think that's better or worse than not having a six-pack. Like, I'm okay with a small stomach, you know? So like, there's that too. I did want to talk about that. I think for trans people who are attracted to body types, like what you want to achieve, like that is definitely a thing, like for me, where I have to kind of think through it sometimes. I have to stop talking. So I hope you guys have a great weekend and a great week, and I'll talk to you next week. I'll be back. Thank you for sticking with me, and I don't know, you do the like, comment, subscribe kind of stuff. Let me know other things you want me to talk about, hopefully more coherently than that whatever this mess was. And follow my Instagram if you want. I'm definitely most active there. Send me a message if you want. I don't know, I think that's it. Who knows? But yeah, have a great day, have a great weekend. Bye.